Welcome to yet another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana. I'm Atmadarshan, your host, or Laura, as you prefer. What is your path in life and in yoga? We've been exploring this question for a bit, and we will continue as we give you an overview of all 18 chapters, that is, yogic paths of the Gita itself. Yesterday, we talked about the three elemental forces of nature according to yoga philosophy, at least one of them, Samkhya in particular. And we spoke about the first one, which is tamas. And tamas gets a bad rap. It's often called darkness or ignorance or delusion, which it can be that. It's definitely a feeling of stuckness or of conditioning that you just can't seem to escape. One teacher I heard speak in India says we're all tamasic because we all are conditioned by our physical bodies and our physical brains. But tamas can also have its benefits. When we sit in a meditative pose and can sit still, that's tamas. When we let ourselves just do nothing, that's tamas. And many of us might need more of that in this Western culture where I'm broadcasting from, because we will talk today about the second elemental force, rajas. Rajas has all kinds of nuances, just like many other Sanskrit words. But Krishna describes it in a nice overview in chapter 14, verse 12. Krishna says, greed, undertaking of actions, activity, restlessness, and longing are produced when passion is dominant, best of your race. So, rajas, the culture I was raised in, the United States of America, loves rajas. Rajas is praised, and tamas, the ability to rest and to be still once in a while, is devalued quite a bit. Rajas has its good points. It's passionate activity. It's activity. We need some activity to live, yes? And passion gives our lives a nice emotional depth of meaning. However, besides the downers mentioned by Krishna, greed, restlessness, even longing, our marketing culture here in the West is like, don't be satisfied with what you have because we just brought out the next model. And unless you have that, you're behind, right? You need more, you need better, you deserve better, better, better. And we have this cycle of longing. But beyond that, there's a nuance. Rajas is not just passion, it's selfish, like little self passion. It's doing things, yes, and doing things you like, yes, but that are self serving. Okay, so exploiting the environment to feed your longing, um, exploiting other people. For example, if you're restless in relationship and you know that and you lead people on because the only way you'll get what you want to get out of them is by deceiving them, then that's an element of rajas. There's quite a bit of that around us, and it's even said in yoga philosophy that depending on your dominant guna, everybody's born with one, that you're born into cultures that have that dominant guna too. So that works for me because I am extremely rajasic. And we talked about the colors, like the primary colors of nature, and Thomas's color can be said to be black. That's just a visual representation of an abstract quality. And Rajas would be red. Red. Okay. Whoops. Fell down. Yesterday, I asked you to contemplate your relationship to Thomas. What have you been taught about being still, for example, or being stuck, or being perceived as lazy. And today, I encourage you to reflect upon rajas, how you have been taught to view it, maybe what you see in yourself that's rajasic, and also in this world around you that's rajasic. How does rajas affect you? This is one of the aspects of this style of yoga. How do the elemental forces affect you? So, if we were doing, maybe we'll do our balance pose today more rajasically. Instead of standing on one side for 10 breaths, as I usually do, I'll alternate sides with the breath on each side for 10 rounds, if I can count that high this morning. All right. And then we might have a more rajasic meditative practice. Let's see. See, I'm rajasic. I want the best camera view. That's rajas. There we go. Ooh, how was that for you if you tried that? It's definitely different from me than the usual standing in one place. Wow. My rajas is rajasic. A suggested meditative practice for today that's more rajasic and can be exceptionally helpful actually for those who are experiencing depression or anxiety, because then it's harder to sit still. When you're anxious, you want to fidget, and when you're feeling depressed, sitting still actually can exacerbate your depressive symptoms. So the practice today, I'm going to talk and then I'm going to back up so that you can see it more fully. um, Prana mudra, also called shanti mudra. It's a dynamic one. Right hand on top of left. The hands are going to come up to about throat level, then open, close, down, and palms up. And the breath is usually inhaling, exhaling. Now, there are a lot more variations and nuances to this, but that's a good basic one to try if you'd like a little more rajas. All right, I'm going to scoot back. You can see me a little better. You're welcome to sit still or to be rajasic. Whichever you're choosing, contemplate how does rajas affect you, your internal and external life. Here we go. You could keep going, or if this is making you too rajasic, too uncomfortable, you can sit. You can also take a break if you want. Your choice. Welcome back. So, as you can see, I tried that Rajasic movement, but I'm Rajasic enough, and it just made me like, too much, too much, too much. And I went to more grounding or tamasic practice. So tamas can have its good points, it can balance out Rajas. So I had a little Rajasic mosquito biting me. Already. Yike. What is the third elemental quality of nature? We will talk about that tomorrow. Until then, dedicating my practice and my day to observing the effect of rajas and to saluting it in my life, because without it, I wouldn't have the passion to do this video and share it with you. So the Rajasic part of me says, hope I see you tomorrow. Until whenever.